Canada had one of the highest immigration rates in the whole world and has taken in about 1 million immigrants over the past 2 years, with Canada's population exploding to 40 million in 2023. But now, Canada is making a major U-turn on immigration.
There are the diploma equivalent of puppy mills that are just churning out diplomas. There is fraud and abuse, and it needs to end.
A major cut to immigration is reducing permanent immigration levels by at least 20%.
A new string of measures to clamp down on temporary immigrants.
We're doing something major. We're reducing the numbers of immigrants that will come to Canada for the next 3 years.
Hello everyone, my name is Diakola. I have lived in Canada for over 25 years. Welcome back to this side of life. And if you're new here, welcome to the Wise Tribe. And thank you all for joining me today. So a few days ago, I was on the internet and I saw our Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, talking about immigration in Canada and how Canada is making a big turn on immigration. The explosion of immigration numbers in Canada has resulted in an infrastructure crisis, where we have too many people for the infrastructure that's available in the country. We have housing shortages, job shortages, and everything is just not enough anymore for the population. Combine that with the economic issues that is all over the world these days with inflation. The government and Justin Trudeau are now saying that the current immigration levels are no longer sustainable. Even the population, like the people in Canada, are complaining every time about all these things and why the levels of immigration is really contributing a lot to all the problems that's happening in Canada today. So it's looking like in Canada, the immigration party is over, at least for now.
Now, it is time to make the adjustments to stabilize the immigration system that we need and get it working right for Canadians for right now.
Let us talk about some of the immigration changes that have happened in Canada just in the past few months and what they mean. And stay tuned to the end of this video for what I think about all this. Now, I am not an immigration consultant. I'm just providing information based on my experience and the information I have that might help somebody out there who is trying to make the decision to come to Canada or stay in Canada, or who might be affected by some of these immigration changes. For those of you who may not know, Canada had an immigration target for permanent residents, but did not have a target for temporary residents. So there was technically no limit to the number of visiting visas, temporary workers, and students that could come to Canada. So the schools were taking advantage of this, as we heard in the clip. Many colleges were springing up here and there, offering admission to international students, and there was a lot of international students coming into Canada and a lot of temporary workers coming into Canada as well. And also a lot of fraudulent practices in terms of admissions and temporary workers coming into Canada. And so the government is clamping down, and now they are setting a target for temporary residents as well. Temporary residents meaning visitors, temporary workers, and international students. These new targets are much lower than they were before and much lower than when there was no limit for temporary residents. The permanent resident targets have been reduced by just over 20%. Also, before, international students used to be able to get postgraduate work permits right after they finished their school, and they were able to work for some years in Canada, and many people would use that time to apply for their permanent residence. But now they are putting restrictions on postgraduate work permits. They are restricting the postgraduate work permits to certain degrees and work permits to certain occupations, depending on the needs in the Canadian labour market. So in summary, it has become a little bit more difficult to come into Canada, either as a permanent resident or as a temporary resident. And yes, it is a lot of changes, but it is not all doom and gloom for those who are still interested in coming to Canada. Let's hear Justin Trudeau again about this.
We're prioritizing permanent residents with the skills we need, like healthcare workers for our hospitals and construction workers who will build more homes. And those temporary residents who are already in Canada, some will apply to stay in Canada as permanent residents since they're already here, established and working.
As we heard from Justin Trudeau, despite the changes, there will still be opportunities to become a permanent resident in Canada. It is only that priority will now be given to people who have certain required skills, like those in healthcare, construction, and the trades. The target for permanent residents will be reduced from 500,000 to 395,000 in 2025, to 380,000 in 2026, and to 365,000 in 2027. Also, priority will be given to those people who are in Canada already. So these are people who might be students or people who might have a current work permit, or for some reason they are in Canada already and are applying for permanent residence. They will get priority. Also, if you speak French, you can head to a province like Quebec and you will have a better chance of becoming a permanent resident. So yeah, there are still ways to become a permanent resident in Canada. It is not that this opportunity is being shut down completely. You just have to do more research and find the way by which you can come, like go into those professions that are in demand or go through the different routes that are still available for people to come into Canada. And you can get more information about all this on the IRCC website, which I will try and show here. So what does this all mean, and what is my take on it all? My take is that where there is a will, there is a way, right? Yoruba people will say, it means that no matter how difficult things are, the people that will still get ahead will still get ahead. So no matter what, there will still be people coming into Canada. In those 395,000, in those 380,000 that they are reducing the numbers to, there will still be people in those numbers. If that is your goal, if it is your dream, and if this is your path in life, then you shouldn't give up. I had someone in my comment section the other day who was saying that they want to come to Canada, but their visa application has been refused twice already, and they were kind of frustrated and all that. My thinking is that depending on the reason why you want to leave your home country, if Canada doesn't work out, you can always go to another country. Like I always say, there are opportunities everywhere. It doesn't have to be Canada, it doesn't have to be USA, it doesn't have to be any of those countries. It could be another country in Africa where your opportunities are and where you will be able to fulfill your dreams and your goals in life. And who knows, what you are looking for out there might just be around you, might be exactly where you already are. You just need to open your eyes and see the opportunities that are around you. What some people achieve in Canada or USA or Australia or UK, you can achieve where you are or in another country that is not any of these countries. So yeah, Canada is still open, even though things are a little bit more restricted. If you want to come to Canada, try for it. Go for your dreams, go for your goals. But if it doesn't work out, then there might be something else. There might be some other opportunity for you in another place or even where you are already. Our world keeps changing. What worked yesterday may no longer work today. So we need to find what works for each and every one of us in our changing world. And the wise thing to do is to pray and seek direction from the one who knows all things, and he will direct your path. Just like the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Rely not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. So yeah, pray and trust in the Lord to direct your paths and bring to pass his plan in your life, despite what the Canadian government is doing on immigration. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you found today's video useful in one way or another. What do you think about the changing immigration landscape in Canada? And indeed, I think all over the world. This is happening all over the world. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, stay tuned to this channel for much more interesting content coming your way. Until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye!